Now, what's up? What's up? What's up? These Meet the Gram bars may be some of the most diabolical in hip hop history. Let's get right into it. Make sure y'all hit that like button. You know, I don't like to hold y'all. Let's go, y'all.
Fam, your boy's back, and today we got the darkest, most jaw-dropping breakdown in hip-hop diss track history. I'm talking about Kendrick Lamar's Meet the Grams.
This nigga Kendrick, you're psychopath, bro. Bro, you scaring me, bro.
Oh, nigga, it's getting dark now.
The track that didn't just go at Drake, it went at his whole bloodline, his crew, his legacy, and left the internet shook. This is the one that made even Kendrick fans uncomfortable, like, yo, did he really just say that? If you ready for the realest, rawest analysis, breaking down every loaded line from the allegation section, the bars that expose the darkest secrets about Drake's family, OVO, and his fatherhood, smash that like, hit subscribe, and let's get into it.
Let's get it, y'all.
Let's set the scene. May 3rd, 2024, 11:30 p.m. The internet breaks. Drake just dropped Family Matters and the timeline's in shambles. But Kendrick, he don't just clap back, he goes nuclear. This ain't your regular diss, this is a psychological intervention. Most diss tracks target the rapper. This one, Kendrick addresses the parents, exposes patterns, draws lines to criminal behavior.
Crazy.
This is where art becomes uncomfortable truth. We about to dissect 4 bars that go deeper than anything in rap history. Let's start with the first bomb. He hates black women, hypersexualize them with kinks of a nympho fetish.
He hates black women, hypersexualize them with kinks of a nympho fetish.
Bruh, this bar right here, it's not just a shot, it's a whole indictment. Kendrick referencing the Laquana Morris allegations, the woman who accused Drake of sexual misconduct and exploitation. Kendrick don't just call Drake out for being a player, he flips the whole masculine bravado into a predatory accusation. He's saying, you not just out here wildin', you're a danger to black women. And the wordplay? Kinks of a nympho fetish. That's surgical. He's not just talking about sex, he's talking about a pattern of disrespect, a history of using black women as props, as punchlines, as trophies. Let's keep it a buck. Drake's music is full of sexual encounters, flexing about women, and even referencing Kendrick's wife for clout. But Kendrick flips it. He's not just defending his own, he's calling out a pattern that's been in Drake's catalog for years. This bar is brutal because it calls out disrespect and exploitation of black women, something Kendrick's never shied away from. The controversy, the emotional weight, the community outrage, it's all here. And that's why people couldn't look away. Next up, Kendrick hits with grew facial hair because he understood being a beard just fit him better.
Drake rocking his beard versus being a beard, which is, if you're gay, you want to hide that. So like you just date someone, they're the beard for you.
Facial hair because he understood being the beard just fit him better.
Niggas with beards really just think they the shit, bruh.
Now, if you don't know, beard in slang is someone who acts as a cover for hidden truths, usually about sexuality or deception. So Kendrick saying, Drake grew a beard, but it's not just for looks. It's to cover up secrets. Dual meaning, Drake literally growing facial hair, but also figuratively covering up what's really going on in OVO. He's hiding behind the beard, using it as a mask.
He is.
And yo, this is where Kendrick
Definitely
starts
a dork with a
escalating.
beard.
He's foreshadowing deeper systemic problems. He's saying, if you think the beard is just about style, you missing the real cover up. The storytelling here is wild. Kendrick's using street level vernacular, but the analysis is deep. He's clowning Drake for being a chameleon, for always hiding behind something, whether it's a beard, an accent, or a persona. And you can feel the tension building. You know Kendrick about to go even deeper, and you can't look away. Now we get to the line that had the whole culture gasping. He got sex offenders on OVO that he keep on a monthly allowance.
He got sex offenders on OVO that he keep on a monthly allowance.
Who are the sex offenders on OVO?
What the fuck is really going on? A few minutes ago, we had Drake talking about Kendrick, you hit your wife. Now this nigga is saying that he has weird niggas around him. And he's calling him one too, right?
First off, the wordplay. Kendrick flips OVO to HOVO. That's a method of accusation, a way to say your whole crew is dirty. But let's get specific. Kendrick's talking about Baka Not Nice, a known OVO affiliate who did time for human trafficking and sexual assault. Kendrick uses Baka as a symbol for deeper issues. He's saying, Drake, you not just wilding yourself, you enabling a whole network of predators. This is where the
Human trafficking is crazy. What a essay assault? What to go with it? That's diabolical. And they on your payroll?
psychological layer comes in. Kendrick's not just calling out one man, he's saying the whole organization is complicit. This is systemic enabling. And the moral weight, heavy. Kendrick widens the scope from personal to corporate misconduct. He's saying, it's not just you, it's your whole camp. And you paying these dudes to stay quiet. Each claim gets darker, the suspense builds, and you can't stop watching. This is progressive revelation at its finest. Now the most emotional bar. A child should never be compromised, and he keeping his child around him.
A child should never be compromised, and he keeping his child around him.
Child should never be compromised and he's keeping his child around him. Fucking hell, man.
Kendrick attacks Drake's parenting, using Adonis as the moral focal point. He's saying, you not just failing as a rapper, you failing as a father.
Crazy.
And the storytelling?
Crazy work.
Deep. Kendrick's a father himself. He knows the psychological damage of neglect, of
Crazy
exposing.
work.
So, Drake, you finally responded to Kendrick Lamar's diss to you on Like That with a track called Push-Ups, and then you followed it up with another one called Tailor Made Freestyle, which includes AI vocals from Tupac and Snoop Dogg. Can you explain how you're feeling right about now? I feel like the biggest stepper in LA right now, with my size 12 men's on. I even had the West Coast dudes on the track dissing that little bastard. Do you think that it was a wise decision to use a dead legend's voice from the West Coast to diss somebody when there's already claims of you being a culture vulture?
Kendrick attacks Drake's parenting, using Adonis as the moral focal point. He's saying, you not just failing as a rapper, you failing as a father. And the storytelling? Deep. Kendrick's a father himself. He knows the psychological damage of neglect, of exposing your child to danger.
Right.
He's not just roasting, he's pleading for Adonis. The shock value here is real. Kendrick forces the hardest line. You keep your child around sex offenders. That's not just a diss, that's an ethical outrage. And it ties
that's
back to the
crazy.
failures of Drake's own father, Dennis Graham. The generational cycle is complete. Kendrick saying, your dad failed you, now you failing your son. The community felt this. The empathy, the outrage, the shared pain. This is where Kendrick forces the audience to confront the real consequences of celebrity dysfunction. Let's zoom out. Why did Kendrick layer these bars this way? He starts with personal misconduct, escalates to organizational abuse, and ends with child safety. It's an uncompromising moral argument, each accusation intertwined with the next. Kendrick saying, if you stay silent on these allegations, you complicit. If you defend Drake, you defending child endangerment. In the structure? Genius. He builds tension, delivers multiple payoffs, and never lets the energy drop.
Vulture, I'm a black rapper too. You can't take that away from me just because I'm from Canada. And even if it was disrespectful, what is Kendrick gonna do about it? He's 5'5". I don't know, you both are rappers. He might respond with something pretty brutal. It's already been 2 weeks and we haven't heard shit from this guy. And do you know why? Because he's scared of me. He's scared of the sixth god. And if he's not, go tell that boy to drop. Drake. What? Kendrick dropped. What?
Let's compare this to other beefs. Nas versus Jay, personal attacks. Pac versus Big, coastal warfare. Pusha versus Drake, family secrets exposed. But this is organizational indictment. This is saying your whole business is corrupt. Kendrick elevated the game. He's not just going at Drake, he's going at OVO sound. He's going at the infrastructure. He's saying the foundation is rotten. But we ain't at the bottom yet. We got one more tier, the tier that made everybody uncomfortable. The tier that crossed from rap beef into moral emergency. Child endangerment. Let's go. Bar 4. A child should never be compromised, and he keeping his child around them. This is where Kendrick goes for the throat. Not Drake's throat, Adonis's protection. Kendrick attacks Drake's parenting by using Adonis as the moral focal point. He's saying, you're not just failing as a rapper, you failing as a father. A child should never be compromised. That's a universal truth. Nobody can dispute that. So if you defending Drake after this bar, you defending child endangerment. Kendrick just made neutrality impossible. And the storytelling? Deep. Kendrick's a father himself. He knows the psychological damage of neglect, of exposing your child to danger. He's not just roasting, he's pleading for Adonis. Think about Kendrick's own kids. Think about how protective he is, how he keeps them out of the spotlight, how he prioritizes their safety over everything. Now he's looking at Drake and saying, how you doing the opposite? Adonis made his musical debut on My Man freestyle at the end of Drake's track Daylight. That means he's in the OVO studios. He's around during recording sessions. He's on video shoots. He's exposed to the environment Kendrick just spent 3 bars indicting. The sex offenders on monthly allowance, Adonis is around them. The predatory culture, Adonis is being raised in it. The organizational dysfunction, that's his normal. And it ties back to the failures of Drake's own father, Dennis Graham. The generational cycle is complete. Kendrick saying, your dad failed you, now you failing your son. Dennis was absent, Drake felt abandoned. And now, Drake is present but exposing his child to danger. That's not better, that's different dysfunction. The cycle continues. The shock value here is real. Kendrick forces the hardest line. You keep your child around sex offenders. That's not just a diss, that's an ethical outrage. The community felt this. The empathy, the outrage, the shared pain. This is where Kendrick forces the audience to confront the real consequences of celebrity dysfunction. Y'all remember when this dropped? The silence first, then the explosion. People weren't debating bars, they were debating morality. They were asking, how do we even respond to this? Drop in the comments, did this bar cross the line or was it necessary? Because Kendrick made a choice to involve Adonis, and that choice changed everything.
You drop it in the comments. For me, this bar right here was par for course, because Drake had already crossed the line by speaking on this man's wife. You get what I'm saying? You speaking on my family. Well, now I get to talk about your family, and I want y'all to meet the Grams. Let's keep going.
Let's zoom out. Why did Kendrick layer these bars this way? Because there's a method to this darkness. He starts with personal misconduct, Drake's individual behavior, escalates to organizational abuse, OVO systemic problems, and ends with child safety, the ultimate moral line. It's an uncompromising moral argument, each accusation intertwined with the next. Kendrick saying, if you stay silent on these allegations, you complicit. If you defend Drake, you defending child endangerment. There's no neutral position. You either condemn Drake or you condemn yourself. In the structure, genius. He builds tension, delivers multiple payoffs, and never lets the energy drop. Each tier is darker than the last. Each accusation more serious than the previous. Let's compare. In past rap beefs, you had heavy personal stakes. Nas versus Jay career battles. Pac versus Big geographic warfare. Pusha versus Drake, family secrets and hidden children. But Kendrick, he's on a different tier. He's not just attacking the man, he's attacking the system, the legacy, the future. He's not saying you make bad music, he's saying you're a danger to children. Tier system breakdown. Tier 1, personal misconduct. Drake hypersexualizes black women, engages in predatory behavior. Tier 2, organizational complicity. Drake acts as a beard covering for a network of problematic individuals. Tier 3, systemic corruption. OVO employs and protects sex offenders financially. Tier 4, child endangerment. Drake exposes his own son to this dangerous environment. Each section builds, each bar hits harder, and by the end, you feel the full weight of the allegations. That's not accident, that's architecture, that's warfare.
So not only did Kendrick Lamar respond to your diss track with a diss track of his own called Euphoria, he doubled down with another one called 616 in LA, using the timestamp formula that you usually use. What are your thoughts on this? He tried to say that I can't say the N-word anymore. Like, dude, I'm fucking black. I will say whatever I want to say. And what's this about a mole in my camp? All the OVO guys are solid. I don't know. This isn't the first time somebody's accused your team of leaking information. The Weeknd said it, Pusha T said it, and now Kendrick Lamar said it. Maybe you should start watching the people that you keep around you. Yeah, like 40 and Chubbs would ever go against me. You guys are just trying to get inside of my head, and it's not gonna work. But it's okay, because I'm about to hit the red button. And what exactly is the red button? Well, obviously I can't tell you everything right now, but you remember how I said I'd be with some bodyguards like Whitney? I think it's time to double down on that. Drake, you remember what happened the last time you brought up somebody's wife? Okay, bitch, I'm doing it again. And Pusha T.
Each section builds, each bar hits harder, and by the end, you feel the full weight of the allegations. That's not accident, that's architecture, that's warfare. The progression makes it impossible to dismiss as just beef. You can't say it's just rap when children are involved. You can't say it's entertainment when criminal behavior is alleged. Kendrick created an escalation that traps Drake in a corner. Deny the first allegation, the second confirms it. Ignore the second, the third makes it systematic. Address the third, the fourth makes you look like a child endangerer. There's no winning move, only damage control, and everyone can see it. Bringing it home. Let's recap. Kendrick's Meet the Grams allegations section is the darkest, most impactful set of bars in diss track history. He exposes Drake's hypersexualization of black women, personal predation, the beard metaphor, elsement and cover-up, the sex offenders on OVO, organizational corruption, and the child endangerment, the ultimate moral failure. 4 bars, 4 tiers, complete devastation. Now I want to hear from y'all. What do you think about these ruthless accusations? Do you think Kendrick went too far by involving Adonis? Or was it necessary to expose the full scope of the allegations?
All right, so if I had to keep it a bean, this is going to be the part where I give y'all my breakdown. Make sure y'all drop a like, a hype, a comment, and subscribe. I've been getting messages saying people were getting unsubscribed. Make sure y'all check that button and make sure y'all are subscribed so y'all can find y'all way back. That's my man Mike Drop TV. And me, I'm your boy Jet Ski G. We back with another banger. Now, with these bars right here, this just, because you can see it in my last upload, because we've been doing the Family Matters uploads. This was just another iteration of just how Drake tends to, not even tends, he thinks the kill shot in a battle is going at people's family. But the thing is, he's put his family on wax and he has skeletons in his closet that he doesn't want to be shown. And through this battle right here, all of them came out. All of them came out. With Pusha T actually exposed his whole operation, what he was trying to do with Adonis. He was trying to hide Adonis and then give Adonis a press run and make money off it. Like, he was hiding Adonis and he found a way to give us Adonis, but the only way he was going to give us Adonis is if he could make some money off of him. That's insane. That's a different type of shitty human being. That's a little wild right there. So y'all drop it in the comments. Let me know what y'all think about these bars. Let me know what your favorite bar is. We can go back and forth. And where were you at when these bars dropped? And what was the first thing you thought? Because me, it was like silence at first. And I was like, what the fuck did I just hear? But then I had to go back and listen and listen and listen and listen and listen and listen. And it was, I noticed how it was like a surgical mastermind. Yeah. So y'all make sure y'all drop a like, a hype, and a comment. I'm going to catch y'all in the next video. If ain't nobody told you they love y'all, you know I love y'all. Also, I'm going to drop another banger. It's going to be right here. Make sure y'all click this video right here. I'm going to catch y'all in this video. I'm out, y'all.